Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. We'll get started in just a moment as we clear the waiting room. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are providing testimony before the board. Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman of the Board, Kathleen Joyce.
Good morning. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm Chair of the Boston Licensing Board, and today I'm pleased to be joined by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon.
Thank you. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly if you will be testifying before the board this morning. I will call each item in the order that it appears on the agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the licensee, who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department, and whether there are any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify. I will then swear in all parties. After that, the police report will be read into the record, and the licensee or their representative will have the opportunity to make a brief statement, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. All testimony will be limited only to those individuals with firsthand personal knowledge of the alleged incident. And just one brief piece of scheduling housekeeping for this week. Due to the Jewish holiday on Thursday, the board will be voting tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. That is Wednesday, October 1st, 2025, rather than the usual Thursday morning. Notice of the vote has already been posted to the city's website. And due to a scheduling request, we are taking one item out of order this morning. We will be starting with item number 3, calling 61 Brookline Restaurant LLC, doing business as Loco Taqueria and Oyster Bar, located at 61 Brookline Ave. Date of the incident, February 2nd, 2025. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A. Who's present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Green, Kristen Scanlon on behalf of the licensee, and signed on with us for the licensee is Patrick Bothwell, who's the GM.
Thank you very much. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department? This is on item number 3. This is Loco Taqueria and Oyster Bar. Who's present on behalf of the Boston Police Department? Detective Gallagher, do we know who is here on this one? Oh, I see you speaking, but you're on mute.
Sergeant Detective Gallagher can read.
I can.
Okay. Thank you, Sergeant Detective Gallagher. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning? Great. And Mr. Bothwell, your screen is black right now. Is it possible to adjust your camera so that we can see you to swear you in?
Yes, just give me 1 second.
Sure, one moment.
Looks like my camera's not working. Is it okay if I jump back onto my phone real quick?
Do you have the number?
The number? Yes, I have it.
Okay, great. Then yes. We'll look out for you in the waiting room. Thank you. And there we go. He's in the waiting room already.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Mr. Bothwell, are you back with us? There we go.
Sorry about that.
No worries. Thank you very much. Can you both please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Sergeant Gallagher, if you could please read the report into the record for the board.
Yes, good morning. I'll be reading a Boston Police Incident Report written by Officer Quincy Brown. At about 1:01 a.m. on Sunday, 2/2/2025, 2025, Officer Brown, assigned to the 445 Alpha, responded to a radio call for a fight located at Brookline Avenue in David Ortiz Place. Officers on scene to assist were the Delta 499, the Delta 103, the Delta 203, and the Delta 201. Upon arrival, officers observed the victim, Robert McCanny, on the ground with blood covering his face. The officers spoke to the witness, Timothy Warner. Warner stated that the suspect, a black Hispanic male with short curly hair and black hoodie, along with a group of about 4 or 5 other black Hispanic males with no descriptions, assaulted the victim. Warner stated the suspect, unknown, knocked the victim to the ground and started kicking and punching the victim. Warner stated the altercation started as a verbal dispute inside of the restaurant Loco Taqueria, located at 61 Brookline Avenue, and managed to become a physical altercation outside of the restaurant. The officer spoke to the witness, witness number 2, Burke Ugalu. Ugalu stated that he was outside of the restaurant and the suspect was punching the victim and kicking the victim aggressively while the victim was on the ground. Ugalu stated that he observed multiple 4 to 5 males were kicking and punching the victim. The officer spoke to the victim, Robert McCanny, and he stated that he was in the restaurant with the suspect. McCanny stated that he made a comment about Wakanda, and the suspect seemed offended by his statement. Victim McCanny stated that the suspect approached him later in the restaurant and stated that he was going to beat his ass. The victim stated that he was leaving the restaurant as the restaurant was closing and the suspect was waiting outside. The victim stated that he was exiting the restaurant and he put his hand up in the air to show the suspect that he did not want to get physical. The victim stated that he observed an unknown individual approaching to assault the witness, number 1, Warner. The victim stated that he ran to assist Warner getting assaulted. The victim stated that he was punched to the ground and shortly after felt multiple punches and kicks and blacked out. The victim stated that he woke up with a bloody nose. The officers requested EMS and advised the victim to seek medical attention for his bloody nose. The victim declined any medical attention and refused EMS. The officers observed the victim safely get into an Uber with both the witnesses to ensure a safe ride. The officers were able to meet with PS Sergeant Aziz. The officers observed Sergeant Aziz conducted Code 35 at 61 Brookline Avenue, Loco Taqueria, and issued inspection notice number 022408 for patron-on-patron assault and battery and handed it to the duty manager. The officers surveyed the area for the suspect, to no avail. All parties left the scene. Body worn cameras were activated. That's all that's in Officer Brown's report.
Thank you very much. Attorney Scanlon, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, thank you. Sergeant Detective, just a few questions for you based on your report, or the report, I should say. Just to confirm, the police received a radio call to respond to a fight, correct?
Correct.
And it was reported that the fight was occurring at Brookline Ave and David Ortiz Drive.
Yes, ma'am.
This was, to your knowledge, was this away from the entrance of the licensed premises?
Yeah, the building actually sits in the corner of Ortiz and Brookline Ave, so it's at the left-hand corner of the building, looking at the building from the street.
Okay, thank you.
What?
And upon arrival, officers did not witness an actual assault, correct?
No, it was already over.
They spoke with 2 witnesses, according to the report,
Yes,
and also spoke with the victim.
they did.
And the victim indicated that a verbal comment was made by him in the restroom of the restaurant earlier that evening that the suspect apparently took offense to, correct?
Yes,
And the victim indicated that he was later threatened verbally inside the licensed premises.
he was.
And the victim indicated the suspect was outside the premises at closing waiting for him.
That's in his report, yes.
And the victim indicated in the report that as the suspect approached, the victim tried himself to de-escalate the situation.
He did.
At the time, the report indicates the suspect was unknown and only a description was provided, correct?
Correct.
To your knowledge, the suspect is still unknown, correct?
No, yes, ma'am.
And to your knowledge, no charges have been brought in this regarding this matter, correct?
Correct.
And to the best of your knowledge, at all times that evening, were staff cooperative with members of the police department regarding this incident?
The report indicates that, yes, they were cooperative.
Thank you very much, Sergeant Detective.
Well,
Madam Chair, members of the board, Patrick Bothwell is the general manager of the premises. I have a few questions for him, if I may proceed. Patrick, for the record, how long have you been with the company?
I've been at Loco Fenway since it opened in April 2023, so 2.5 years. And I've been with the Boss Broadway Restaurant Group Company for 10 years.
And at the time of this incident, what was your role for the company?
I was the general manager.
And that's still your role today?
Yes,
And were you working the evening of February 1st, 2025, going into February 2nd?
I was not.
When did you and or your staff first become aware of this alleged incident?
The staff became aware that night once the officer came in with the violation. I was not made aware of the incident till the next morning.
Once you were made aware of it and you presumably looked into the incident by interviewing staff, correct?
Yes,
Were you or any of your staff aware of any issue with these patrons inside that evening?
they were not.
Did anybody observe any escalating issue with these patrons?
No, they did not.
Any report from any patrons or staff of any escalating issue anywhere in the restaurant, including the restrooms?
Not at all, no.
Do you have cameras in the bathrooms?
We do not.
And how many cameras overall are at the premises?
We have 5 inside and 1 outside.
Did you review the video footage from this evening?
Yes, I did.
Did you review the video footage from the both the inside and exterior of the premises?
Yes, I did.
Were you able to identify the alleged victim in this matter and the believed suspect?
Yes, I was. So we were able to see them on video, but we did not get any of their information until the officers came in, like their names or anything like that.
And what, if anything, did you observe reviewing interior footage regarding these individuals in this police report?
Looked like they walked out one after another, just like right in front of the other.
And that was seen from the angle of an interior camera or the exterior camera?
Interior.
Okay. And anything that would lead you to believe at that time from the interior footage that the victim was being threatened or was under threat of harm in any way?
No.
What, if anything, did you observe reviewing the exterior video footage?
At closing time, they were walking one in front of the other out of the door. It looked like the suspect was walking kind of close to the victim. And then they, yeah, it just kind of happened outside. It was pretty quick, matter of seconds, but it was away from the front door.
And overall, how long do you think from the time they exited the premises to a fight escalating away from the front door? How long of time lapsed?
30 seconds.
And how many staff are on the door outside of closing?
2.
And what, if anything, did they see?
They didn't see anything.
Did Boston Police follow up with you, to your knowledge, or anyone at the licensed premises requesting any video footage?
Not that I know of.
Okay, thank you. Madam Chair, members of the board, if I may, I know we submitted the video to the board prior to the hearing. I'm not sure if you've reviewed it yet, but once you do have an opportunity to review the video, you will see that this incident occurs in a matter of seconds. Frankly, it appears to be a bit of an ambush situation that very quickly gets taken down the street and away from the licensed premises and around the corner at closing time. While the victim reported a verbal, I don't even know if you would call it an altercation, but some sort of verbal exchange occurred in the restroom and a later threat occurred. Neither of these instances were so overt that staff should have or could have reasonably known that the situation would escalate and that the suspect was planning to ambush the victim outside after closing. Simply put, this incident was not foreseeable. And for the record, however, and since this incident, staff has reviewed closing procedure and made some adjustments so that there are more eyes and less people outside the premises at once by using a staggered departure approach. One of the bars They are one of the bars, if not the only bar in the area that closes at 1 a.m. in the neighborhood. The rest close at 2, but their process begins at approximately 12:20, 40 minutes before closing, where they cut the bars off from serving, and at 12:30 cut music so that it organically produces people leaving in a more staggered fashion than, everyone dumping out right at closing time. Everyone generally is out by about 12:45 and totally out by 1. That being said, and going back to this incident again, you'll see from the video this happens quickly, and it seems like the suspect wanted to ambush him. Frankly, that's the best word we can use here, and unfortunately, nothing that the licensed premises staff could have done to prevent this from happening. Other than that, we're certainly happy to answer any questions that the board might have.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I did look at the video, but I can't tell who the suspect or who the victim is on the video. I see one person getting pushed wearing a white sweatshirt, but are there other cues that I could look for?
I can pull it back up and send maybe a timestamp with the person with a description so that you can have a better
Okay, that would be helpful.
vantage point for that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. I don't have any questions, Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon.
Just for clarity, in the video, there appears to be someone in all black. Is that an employee? Right at the very beginning of the video, they seem to be dealing with a couple of other patrons. Is that right?
Can you clarify?
Yeah, I mean, it's grainy video, but right at the very beginning of the video that you sent, like 1 second in, right in the doorway, there's a man in all black. He appears to be an employee, and he's shoving a couple of other patrons out the door. Am I right to conclude that that's an employee? He pushes them away from himself, and then he backs up back to the door.
Yes.
All right, so that's an employee?
Yep.
Okay. Were those two patrons, did that have anything to do with this situation?
No.
Okay. So his attention is on another situation, essentially.
Yes.
Okay. And there's another gentleman in a black t-shirt and a black hat. He's kind of holding the door. Is he an employee as well?
Yes.
He is. Okay. And I know you said you kind of changed the procedure at closing, but on this night, what would have been the plan as far as having your employees outside watching what's going on? Because I mean, what I'm seeing happening here, like, it does start right in front of the door. I mean, it might have continued down the street, but you can still see punches and grappling in the top left corner of the frame. It's right in front of the door. So this happened right in front. It may have continued down the street and around the corner, but on this evening, what was the plan as far as having employees outside, having eyes on the street?
I wasn't there that night.
Kind of we can't hear. I can't hear you, right? Can anybody else hear him?
I can hear him. I'm having a hard time hearing you a little bit.
All right, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Hold on. I think I might have lost my.
We can hear you, but you sound far away to me.
Hello?
Yep, can you hear us?
I can hear you now. I'm sorry. I lost my audio there. And if you hadn't answered my question, I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't there that night, unfortunately, working. But the plan that we always have is just to kind of get everyone out in a safe and timely manner. We usually have two guys standing right there on the door, kind of making sure everyone goes in and out. That being said, they are like standing right at the door and holding the doors open to get everyone out, which is why I don't think that anyone saw it. He was dealing with that other situation, as you mentioned, so it could have been something like that. Maybe he was going inside real quick to help with something else, but the plan then was to have 2 guys on the door, slowly but surely getting people out and making sure that everyone got out in a safely manner. And like Kristen said earlier, it happened in a matter of seconds. And yeah, it just wasn't noticed by staff at the time.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No questions from me, just by way of comment. It would always be nice to have someone who has personal knowledge of the incident.
Right, just to respond to that, there is no one with personal knowledge because no one witnessed it, but noted for anything in the future. The only witnesses here are the people that were involved either on the victim side or the suspect side of the alleged fight.
Thank you. Are there any further questions from the board at this time?
Attorney Scanlon, I see it now. You don't have to send the
Okay.
timestamp. I can see it with the screen enlarged.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. With that, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you. We'll move back to the top of the agenda, calling item number 1, Big Night Venues Boston 4 LLC, doing business as Scorpion Bar and Restaurant at the Grand, located at 25 Northern Ave, date of the incident November 1st, 2024. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, Chapter 265, Section 13A. Who's present on behalf of the licensee?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Green, Kristen Scanlon again for the licensee. I'm not sure if Charlie Kane is on yet, but he should be. If not, I can get in touch with him and
Yeah, no worries. I know that he was going to be a little bit late this morning. Mr. Kane, are you with us? So I know he is on items 1 and 2. And in that case, we will take a second call and move down the list. Thank you.
thank you.
Calling item number 4, Game On Fenway LLC, doing business as Game On Sports Cafe, located at 72 to 82 Lansdowne Street, date of the incident July 20th, 2025. Assault and battery, patron on patron versus staff in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dennis Quilty. I think the host has, I was trying to get my video going here. Hold
There we
on.
go.
There we are.
Thank
Thank you. Sorry about that. Again, Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the licensee. With us this morning, Javon Williams and Isaiah Moore of the licensee staff, as well as Katina Corapines, who's the risk manager for the Lions Group. Good morning.
Thank you. What was the first name you stated? I don't believe I see them.
Javon Williams, spelled Jahvon, last name Williams, and Isaiah Moore, both security employees.
Yep, I do see Mr. Moore.
Javon is having some trouble logging in. His phone wasn't letting him. He's powering up his laptop to see if that will go in, but he is making an attempt. I've been trying to help him.
Okay. Thank you. Attorney Quilty, do you, is Mr. Williams' testimony necessary to continue? Do we need to hold for a moment?
He is one of those 2 individuals were directly involved in the incident. Mr. Williams first interacted with these patrons at the front door and was, there. He's the person they took a swing at, missed him, and hit Mr. Moore.
Then that sounds like important
I'm
testimony.
trying to confirm if he's on.
Oh, he's on.
I'm communicating with him via text right now. I'm just waiting to get him to respond.
Okay, Mr. Williams, if you are on and with us, if you could please turn your camera on so that we can swear you in and you can provide your testimony to the board.
Sorry about this.
Can I step off for a second and call him and then jump back on?
Sure. Chairman Joyce, should we move down the list 1 item so we can come back to this and hopefully everyone is.
Wait, hold on.
Looks like
All right, one of the managers is trying to walk him through it. I don't understand why this is such an issue.
No worries. In the meantime, I think we will move down the list one. We can come back to this and
Okay.
we will have worked
Okay.
out the technical issues. Thank you all.
I'm gonna log off and see if I can help, and I'll log back on.
All right, thanks, Katina. In the meantime, we will move down the list and we will call item number 5. We will return to item number 4 shortly. Oliver Twist Inc., doing business as Cask and Flagon, located at 62 Brookline Ave. Date of this incident, July 26th, 2025, assault and battery patron on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning again, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the licensee. With me this morning is Jimmy Regalato, who's the general manager of the licensee entity. Good morning.
Thank you. I do see Mr. Regalato, who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department.
Detective Jared Taylor.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning? Can you both please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you very much. Detective, can you please read the report into the record for the board?
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. About 10:54 p.m. on Saturday, 7/26/25, officers Walsh, Lero, and Mathewson, while assigned to a paid detail at Fenway Park, responded to Cask and Flagon Bar for the report of an assault. Upon arrival, officers spoke with the alleged victim, Paige Glazer, who stated that she had gotten into a verbal argument with 2 individuals later identified as Michelle Valenzuela and Jonathan Valenzuela inside the bar about religious beliefs. Glazer admitted to officers that the argument later escalated and she open-hand slapped Michelle in the face. At this time, Glazer claims that Jonathan grabbed her by the neck and then struck her in the face one time with an open fist. Security inside the bar was then able to separate all parties involved and contact police. Officers observed Glazer to have a bloody lip, but they did not observe any marks on her neck. Glazer rejected medical treatment at this time. Officers then spoke with Michelle and Jonathan, who stated that they began arguing with Glazer at the bar about religious beliefs. The argument escalated, and they stated Glazer struck Michelle with an open fist one time in the face. Jonathan then stated that he then grabbed the arm of Glazer and pushed her out of the way of Michelle. He then stated that Jonathan denied ever grabbing Glazer by the neck or hitting her in the face. He then stated that security came shortly after the incident occurred and separated all parties. Michelle and Jonathan did not report any injuries and denied medical treatment. After speaking with police, all parties involved closed their bar tabs and left the area without incident. It should be noted that surveillance cameras inside the bar should have captured the incident. Officers' body-worn cameras were activated.
Thank you very much. Attorney Quilty, would you like to address the alleged incident?
If I may, thank you. Is it Detective?
Yes, Detective Jared Taylor.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Detective. So the officers arrived on the scene after this religious argument had already taken place, is what it sounds like. Is that correct?
That's what it reads like to me, yes.
Okay. And they were performing a detail across the street at Fenway Park.
Yes.
The Mr. Regalato informs me that it was his staff who crossed the street and asked the officers to come over to attend to the situation. Is that what your understanding is?
I was not aware of that.
Okay. But it indicates, the report indicates that staff notified the police. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. And these individuals, the officers didn't take any action with regard to them. It indicates they simply left, paid their bills or have you and left. Okay. And was there ever any explanation given, to your knowledge, of what the religious issues were between these people?
It's all 3 people involved over the phone afterwards. Beyond saying it was about religious differences, I can't recall exactly what the matter was.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you. And your the inspection notice indicates that management cooperated. To your knowledge, did they cooperate with you, for example, in any follow-up?
Yes, they did.
Okay. And was video provided? Sorry, I can't hear you, sir.
To verify.
We can't hear him, but we do have video if that's.
Okay,
helps
I
you
thought so.
confirm.
Yeah, I presented, I know, to the board. I didn't know whether the detectives had it too. Thank you, sir. I have no further questions. May I ask, inquire of Mr. Regulato, please? Thank you. Jimmy, are you with us here? I can't see you.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, there you are. Just identify yourself, give the board your name and what your position is with the licensee.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Jimmy Regalato. I've been with Cask and Flagging as the Director of Operations now for 9 years and a half.
Okay. And are you familiar with the incident in question?
Yes, I'm familiar with.
Okay. And I received a timeline, if you will, from the establishment. If I just read this to you, can you verify whether or not this is about what occurred?
Yes.
It appears as though the bartender who was immediately involved or nearby reacted within 7 seconds to try to resolve the incident. The first staff member stepped between the parties within 27 seconds of the start of the incident, and there were 4 or 5 other staff members involved within 44 seconds from the start of the incident. This is all from the tape. Can you verify that that's approximately what happened here?
That is correct.
Okay, so staff people immediately got involved, it sounds like, and tried to stop this from happening?
Yeah, they did, and then they also radio one other staff in the main entrance to get the police, the detail police that is always in front of the restaurant as well.
Okay. And you're aware of that because Fenway Park is immediately across the street?
Yeah, that's actually a regular procedure as in the Cask and Flagging. Like if something bad were to happen, our door staff immediately goes to get the police, right in this, that they are right post on the street between Brookline Ave and Lansdowne Street.
Okay, all right. Thank you, sir. And to your knowledge, is there any way your staff could have known that this religious argument was about to take place?
There is no way. It was something like it just came out of nowhere. You can see it in the video as well that our bartender, like within 7 seconds, they tried to help, calm the situation, and she has no way to do it. So then she flagged other staff members in the building, but definitely there was no way to do it.
Okay, thank you, sir. And your staff cooperated with the police?
Yes, they did.
Thank you. So the board members may have some questions for you.
Okay.
We'll see if the board does have any questions at this time. Chairman Joyce.
Thank you very much. The video is very helpful, and so is the explanation about what your procedures are. That being said, I don't have any questions.
I have no questions. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you very much. If there are no further questions, and the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, it does appear that we have been joined by Mr. Kane, so we are going to move back to the top of this morning's agenda. Calling back to the record item number 1, Big Night Venues Boston 4 LLC. In business as Scorpion Bar and Restaurant, The Grand at 25 Northern Ave, date of the incident November 1st, 2024, assault and battery, patron versus patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning again, Kristen Scanlon for the licensee, and signed on with us this morning is Charlie Kane, who's Director of Security.
Thank you very much. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Sergeant Jay Tully.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify? Can you both please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You do.
Thank you. Sergeant Tully, if you could please read the report into the record for the board.
Okay. On Friday, November 1st, 2024, at approximately 12:09 a.m., Officer Smigliani, assigned to the Fox 603 Alpha, responded to 58 Seaport Boulevard for a fight. Upon arrival, Officer Smigliani spoke with the victim, Joseph Concalves, who stated that suspect, who he does not know, elbowed him in the ribs, then ripped his gold chain off, scratched him on the neck, and punched him in the throat. The victim stated the suspect was on the dance floor waving his chain around while dancing. The victim was able to get the chain back, but it was broken in several places. Officer Smigliani observed the broken chain and long scratches on the victim's neck. Officer Smigliani then spoke with the suspect, Julian Wall, who stated that she and Concalves engaged in a conversation, and that was all. She denies any assault or taking the chain. I responded to the scene and issued a license premise violation for patron-on-patron assault and battery.
Thank you very much. Attorney Scanlon, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, please. Just a few quick questions for either Sergeant Tully or Officer Smigliani.
Yes, I apologize. I am here. I couldn't get my mic to work.
Thank you very much. If you could please just identify yourself for the board and we'll swear you in.
Officer Stephen Smigliani, Boston Police Department.
Thank you. Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Attorney Scanlon, you may continue.
Thank you. Officer Smigliani, you received a call from the licensed premises to respond to a fight incident that had occurred that evening, correct?
Yes, I don't recall if I received, if it was a 911 call or they summoned me when I was outside of 58 Seaport Boulevard.
They being employees of the licensed premises?
That's correct.
Thank you. And upon arrival inside the premises, you spoke to a male victim and female suspect, correct?
That's correct.
And to the best of your knowledge, no charges have been filed in this matter, correct?
Correct.
And at all times that evening, and any investigation thereafter, were staff cooperative with you?
Extremely cooperative.
Thank you very much. No further questions at this time. Madam Chair, members of the board, if I may, regarding this incident, these patrons involved and identified in the Boston Police report were not otherwise known to staff at any other time prior to this. Upon viewing the video, you'll see two females. One of them is the suspect against a wall on the dance floor. After about 20 seconds, the male, in this instance, walks past the females. And from what you can see, it appears the female suspect is holding her cell phone in her hand as the male walks past, and he appears perhaps to walk into it while it's held up. At that point, we cannot view clearly if she bumped his chain and it fell off. In the next 20 seconds, it appears the female suspect picks something up and is swinging it around her head. But for about the next 3 minutes, the two females are talking to the two males involved here, and there's nothing physical happening. The female goes to exit the conversation, which is when things appear to escalate, and then all of a sudden somewhat punches the male victim and pushes him away from her. And that's when the other female steps in between the suspect and the victim, and within approximately 24 seconds, security officer is there to speak to the parties and separate them per protocol. And within the following minutes, 3 more security are responding to the incident, and as Officer Smigliani testified, flagging down police to further respond and also de-escalate the situation. What you won't see in the video is what was described by the victim to police, the female elbowing the male in the ribs or ripping off his chain. As you will see, the incident did happen quickly and a bit without warning and was handled swiftly and correctly by staff. There's nothing really that's apparent or evident in the video that the staff should have or could have reasonably foreseen to be able to prevent the female from punching the male. She seemed to do it out of nowhere as she was walking away from him. Mr. Kane, if you have anything to add, please feel free to do so. But of course, we're happy to answer any concerns or questions the board might have.
Yes. Good morning, members of the board. Attorney Green, thank you for accommodating me this morning, and I apologize. As Attorney Scanlon did state, it was very quick, unprovoked, and handled immediately by security on the video, as well as getting a hold of Officer Smigliani outside. We do have a file that we saved. We sent you the video of the incident with a timeline. And as of this date, I have not heard from any detective relative to any follow-up investigation or charges. That would be it.
Thank you very much. With that, we'll see if there are any questions from the board at this time, starting with Chairwoman Joyce.
Thank you. The testimony and the narrative were very helpful. I don't have any questions at this time.
I have no questions. Thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. If there are no further questions, the board will take this under advisement. Calling item number 2, Big House LLC, doing business as Basement, located at 100 Stewart Street. Date of the incident, November 3rd, 2024. Sexual assault on premise, employee on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 22. Who's present on behalf of the licensee?
Kristen Scanlon for the licensee, as well as Charlie Kane again, and Al Means, who's on the management team of security for Big Night Entertainment as well.
Thank you. And who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Hello, Detective Gregory Waldrop, assigned to the Boston Police Sexual Assault Unit.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with first-hand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning?
Detective Hernandez, I wrote the supplemental.
Thank you very much. Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Thank you all. And who will be reading the initial report?
I have the original report. I don't know if you want a summary of the facts due to the nature of
That would be great. Thank you.
the case. Okay. So just a quick summary of the facts. On December 13th, 2024, a person came into District A1, located at 40 New Sudbury Street, filed a police report at the front desk. She stated that while she was visiting, it was a patron at the Basement nightclub back on November 2nd, 2024, that she was sexually assaulted. The victim stated that she was there with her friends. She went into an elevator and then was assaulted by who she believed was an employee. After receiving this information, I was assigned the case and reached out to Mr. Kane and worked with them regarding this incident. And that's essentially a summary of the facts in this case.
Thank you very much, Detective Hernandez. If there's anything you'd like to add for the board?
Then we went in on December 20th, and we wrote a license premise violation. We wrote a license premise violation for sexual assault at the premise. And yes, Mr. Kane said he had provided video, and that was it. That's pretty much it.
Thank you very much. We will see Attorney Scanlon if you would like to address the alleged incident.
Yes, please. Just a few questions for Detective Waldrop, if I may. Detective, the alleged incident reportedly occurred on November 3rd, 2024, correct?
Yes, I believe it was, from my recollection, it was the night of daylight savings. So it was an issue with the time, whether it was 1 or 2 as we fall back. But it was that weekend, the first weekend in November.
Okay. And it was initially reported to Boston Police on or about December 13th, correct?
That's correct.
And according to your testimony and to the best of your knowledge, the reporting individual went out to the licensed premises on November 3rd?
Yes, the police report does say November 2nd, but it may have been the second. It may have been the 2nd into the 3rd.
Okay. And to your knowledge, the reporting individual did indicate to police that the employee was known to her, correct?
Correct.
And she knew him enough that she communicated with him on social media networks, correct?
Yes.
And to your knowledge, no charges are currently against the employee in this instance, correct?
No charges at this time.
Okay, thank you very much. No further questions for Detective and none for Detective Hernandez at this time. Madam Chair, members of the board, if I may, first and foremost, this licensee takes an allegation like this incredibly seriously. Full stop. That's the starting point here. When this allegation was brought to the licensee's attention on December 14th, As Detective Waldrop testified, the licensee immediately and fully cooperated with Boston Police in its investigation into the matter. Mr. Kane, along with the licensee's security IT staff and other directors of security, combed over hours of video surveillance to attempt to ascertain any and all possible evidence and information relevant to this police investigation. As Detective Waldrop indicated, all video was shared with Boston Police. The public safety and safety of patrons in all venues is the utmost and highest priority to this licensee. What is known with the evidence currently available is that the parties were known to each other. This particular employee had been employed with Big Night for approximately 6 months prior to this alleged incident. Never any issues to speak of. Upon review of video footage, it was clear that the employee violated the company's strict fraternization policy due to evidence of the employee purchasing 1 drink for the reporting individual and sitting and socializing during work hours, and after discovery of that, was terminated from employment. A timeline has been shared with the board for further elaboration, but this licensee recently took this location over from another longtime operator, as the board knows, who operated the premises largely the same, except for the fact that this licensee has increased the available cameras at the premises from 5 to 12 at this location. At the time of this alleged incident and prior to that, there was not a camera in the elevator where the incident was alleged to have occurred. There is now. Not an easy fix to put in an elevator once the elevator is installed, but they installed it. Of note, this elevator at the premises is not in regular use. They encourage people to use the stairs as they come and go. It is mainly used for handicap accessibility or porters or management team, and really only used out of necessity. What's not before us currently is evidence of a sexual assault, only an allegation. And again, while the licensee does take incredibly seriously and will do anything within its power to ascertain the truth of the matter in cooperation with Boston Police. Nothing that evening was brought to anybody's attention or that the licensee should or could have known to prevent the alleged allegation, if proven, from happening. They immediately cooperated with police and continued to do so in a respectful and sensitive manner while the investigation remains open. I would like to turn it over to Mr. Kane shortly, but prior to that, we do have Al Means on the security management team here with us, who was there that evening and in close proximity to the reporting individual and employee that evening, and would like to ask him a few questions for the record, if I may proceed. Mr. Means, what is your name for the record?
My full name is Albert Means Jr., and I'm a manager with Big Night Entertainment in the Seaport area.
And how long have you been with Big Night Entertainment?
I've been with Big Night Entertainment since September of 2019. I started as a part-time security officer and over the years have been promoted into supervisor roles and now recently in my role as manager of the Seaport venues.
On the evening in question, November 2nd into November 3rd, were you working at 100 Stewart Street that evening?
Yes, I was, at the time, I was a utility supervisor. So part of my role was to get weekly assignments to travel to our many venues to cover short staff or managers that would be on vacation. And I believe I was assigned to check IDs that evening at the basement.
So in checking IDs, you were stationed at the door then?
Yes, I was stationed at the front door most of the evening.
And was the employee in question working that evening at this licensed premises as well?
Yes, he was.
And where was he stationed?
I believe he was the carrying out or covering the rover position, which the rover position is, it's not a stationary position. It requires that person to migrate throughout the venue to surveil the floor and assist, other staff members with managing patrons and managing the night.
You were made aware of the alleged incident, correct?
Yes.
And were you asked to review video that you were seen in?
Yes.
To the best of your recollection, do you recall seeing the reporting individual in this instance that evening?
Are we talking about the young lady that was sitting down? Yes.
Yes. To the best of your recollection, what were your observations of this young lady?
Nothing really stuck out because the way the basement is set up, you have when you enter the venue, you do go to the host stand and pay your entrance fee and then go downstairs. And then as folks are egressing through the process, it's not uncommon that they sit in the lobby and wait for their Ubers. I believe this was in November, so I believe it was looking at my dress and having my jacket on, I would assume it was pretty cold outside. So nothing stood out from this person, just sitting in the lobby.
To the best of your recollection, do you recall at all seeing the female and the employee together?
Not necessarily, other than the short video that I saw where she was sitting directly behind them. I did not see them any other time throughout the course of the night together. No.
Anything out of the ordinary that you can recall that evening?
No, and I like to think that I'm pretty observant. I think that's one of the many skill sets I bring to the management team is my ability to recognize situations and step in and help if needed. But nothing on that evening, to my recollection, stood out as unordinary. No.
And no one appeared to be in distress that evening?
No, not to the best of my knowledge. No.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Means. No further questions at this time. Mr. Kane, I'm not sure if you have anything to add.
I'm sorry, just wanted to unmute myself. No, just basically, I was notified on the 14th by Detective Waldrop, and immediately began. It was a weekend day, canvassing and reviewing video due to the allegation, taking it very seriously. Did a very detailed investigation with my assistant, Jillian Hardy, our specialist, compliance specialist, and immediately provided that to Detective Waldrop, and did share the video with Al Means at the time, asking him if he recalls anything out of the ordinary, which he testified he did not. At that time, everything was submitted, the video, timeline, etc., to the detective in the sexual assault unit. And we did provide the timeline to the board, also relative to our investigation. And as Attorney Scanlon stated, he was terminated immediately for our fraternization policy, which is on file at the board. And we take it very serious and very strict about it. And he violated that based on the timeline of what we observed in the video. And that would be it.
Thank you. With all of that, we will see if there are any questions at this time from the board. Chairman Joyce, any questions?
Just a clarification. I think in the notes it says he was suspended, and I know you testified today he was terminated. Does he work there anymore, or has he been formally terminated?
No, sorry, Madam Foreman. Basically, per HR, we have to suspend pending, they call it. So he's immediately suspended and terminated, basically.
Okay.
So he does not work with us.
Thank you. Detective Waldrop, would you describe the licensee as cooperative?
Yes, very. Just to add to that, I've had to work with Big Night Entertainment or live in a few different incidents, and they've always been nothing but professional.
Thank you. Appreciate that. At this time, I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
How long had the employee been employed with you?
Sir, he was employed for approximately 6 months, since June. So approximately 6 months with no issues and no incidents.
Okay. So no previous reports from anybody calling into question his behavior or anything?
No, he worked in the Seaport prior to that when he was hired in June, Empire, Scorpion, Grand, Grace by Nia. Then he was transferred over there in September, and we never had any incidents with him.
Okay. And is that all you know about his background, those previous employment?
Yes, I mean, I don't know what his resume was prior to. I don't do all the hiring. All I do is we do background checks on all our security, and I know his background check. He passed his background check, but I do not know his
That's all I have.
experience. Okay.
Thank you.
No questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any further questions from the board at this time? With that, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, board.
Thank you. It does appear that we have been joined by Mr. Williams and rejoined by Ms. Corpine, so we will call back into the record item number 4, Game On Fenway LLC, doing business as Game On Sports Cafe at 72 to 82 Lansdowne Street, date of this incident July 20th, 2025. Assault and battery, patron versus staff in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, Chapter 265, Section 13A. I do see Attorney Quilty, I see Mr. Moore, Mr. Williams, and Ms. Corpines. Those are all the witnesses you have with you, Attorney Quilty?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yep.
you. Who's present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Again, Jared Taylor.
Officer Wong.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning? Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
We do.
Thank you. Who will be reading the report into the record for the board?
Detective Jared Taylor.
Great.
About 12:03 a.m. on Thursday, July 20th, 2025, officers Wong and Castor in the Delta 201 Alpha responded to a radio call for assault in progress at 82 Lansdowne Street, Boston. Game on. On arrival, the officer spoke with the caller, Abdul Rahman by Abdul Nabi, who reported he was assaulted by staff at the above location when he was trying to go into the establishment. Abdul Nabi stated security denied his entry because he had a ginger ale, then slapped the soda out of his hands and grabbed him by his neck to push him away. Officers also spoke with security, Isaac Moore, who stated Abdul Nabi was attempting to enter the establishment but was told he could not enter with the soda, and then became aggressive and got into the bouncers' faces. Moore went on to state he separated Abdul Nabi by pushing him back, then Abdul Nabi grabbed a bracelet and threw it at his face. It should be noted, security stated there are cameras at the establishment and have it all in footage. Body worn cameras.
Thank you very much. Attorney Quilty, would you like to address the alleged incident?
If I may, Detective, the licensee indicates on the inspection notice licensee cooperated. Is that your testimony today?
Yes, sir, they did.
And from the reading of the report, it indicates that Mr. Moore, who's with us, was apparently thrown at, some item was thrown at him by this individual, Mr. Abdul Nabi. Is that, according to the report, is that what happened?
Staff, I'm not sure which one particularly he threw it at.
Okay. Says officer spoke with security Isaiah Moore. Moore stated he separated Abdul Nabi, then Abdul Nabi grabbed his bracelet and threw it at his face. But that's from Officer Wong's report. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's right. You did a follow-up.
Yes, I did.
And were you in receipt of video from the establishment?
Yes.
Okay. And what, if anything, what action, if any, was taken with regard to Mr. Abdul Nabi or anybody else involved in this matter?
No criminal action was taken at this time.
I can't hear you, so I'm sorry.
No criminal action was taken at this time.
Okay. And again, they cooperated with you when you did the follow-up.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I have no further questions. If I may inquire of Mr. Williams and Mr. Moore. Excuse me. Excuse me, Mr. Williams, are you with us now? Can you just identify yourself, please?
Yes, sir. How you guys doing? Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Mr. Williams, were you working for the establishment on the night in question?
Yes, sir.
And were you the first staffer to interface with Mr. Abdelnabi and his party?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and can you describe for the board what occurred as they approached you?
He was accompanied by two other people. They walked up. Before they walked up, I told them that, you know, he couldn't get in the line with his ginger ale because it was open. He was drinking it. He gave me a little bit of attitude and like back talk. So I was like, all right. So I checked his two other friends' IDs. One of them was fake and the other one was real, but it just wasn't him. So by policy, we're supposed to keep them, and then we hand them over to the district or to the police officers later on that night. But as soon as I said that, I didn't even get a chance to tell them like, hey guys, I can't let you guys in because of X, Y, and Z. All I got to say was I can't let you guys in. And the guy with the ginger ale, he approached me. As soon as he approached me like with a aggressive manner, I put my right hand out to separate him and me. In my right hand, I had both his friends' IDs. As I like put my hand out, he kept trying to like step forward, so I pushed him back. As he went back, he grabbed everything that was on my right hand. So when I do security, I wear gloves. So I had gloves and several bracelets on my wrists. And as he went back, he took everything off my hand. At that point, all of the other securities, Isaiah and the other securities, they came around and they intervened to step in. And at that time, he was trying to strike me with one of my bracelets, and he hit Isaiah instead. And then I got separated. I got moved downstairs. I came back up, and later on, two pedestrians brought up their friends' IDs.
So were the IDs which you had reviewed and discovered were faulty, right? One of them was a fake, and one of them was legit, but it was for somebody else.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And as a result, you denied them entrance.
Yes.
And that's when they got a little steamed with you. Is that about what happened?
Right. It was mainly the guy with the ginger ale. It wasn't really the other two. The other two was trying to like calm him down and move him away, but it was mainly the guy with the ginger ale who got ecstatic. And I didn't even get to tell them why I couldn't let them in. All I got to say was, I can't let you guys in.
And then the two bad IDs, if you will, were later discovered by a patron or somebody on the street.
Yeah. Later on, somebody walked up and said that they were on the floor, and it was like by like the entrance of like it was by the entrance of one of the Red Sox doors.
Okay. All right. And then did you hand those over to the police later that night?
Yeah. Yep. When the police came, I'm assuming I went downstairs. So when the police came, they talked to my managers and Isaiah. I'm assuming everything got taken care of.
Okay. So this person, Mr. Abdelnabi, is that his pronunciation? He basically was the aggressor vis-a-vis he and you.
Yes.
And you defended yourself, and
yes,
that was it.
Yeah. So when he walked towards me with an aggressive pace, you know, I just put my hand out to separate him and I. Once I felt like he was still trying to like come toward me, then I gave him like a push back.
Okay. And I just want to ask, and then did you interface at all with the police officers later?
No, I didn't have a direct conversations with the police officers, but I had a direct conversation with the detective later on, down the line. But at that initial night, no.
Okay, but you did interface with the detectives afterwards.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. I have no further questions. The board may have some questions for you. May I just quickly call Mr.
Mr. Moore?
Yes, exactly. Isaiah Moore, please. Isaiah, would you just identify yourself, please?
How's everybody doing? I'm Isaiah Moore. I'm the security manager at Game On Fenway.
Okay. And on the night in question, are you the Isaiah Moore who was struck by the flying object here in this incident?
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
Okay. And can you just describe quickly what your interaction was with these individuals?
As Javon stated, he took both IDs. The guy with the ginger ale started to get really loud. Me being a security manager, my job is to de-escalate everything. So I, walked over as the kid was walking up. Jerron's correct. He put his hand out to stop the kid from getting in his face. He did it twice. I kind of stood in between both of them. He took Vaughn's bracelet off in his hand. He went to attempt to swing. And of course, I was standing right there and I got hit. And then after that, the police was called. I sent Vaughn downstairs to work the stage. I had one security guard come up to finish checking IDs as me and the patron waited for BPD to arrive.
Okay.
And I did explain to the patron that why they couldn't get in, and it was going over his head.
So bottom line, these people were denied entry and took umbrage with that and started to mouth off with you and Javon Williams.
Right.
Okay. And then did you explain all this to the police officers when they arrived?
I did.
And did you and your staff cooperate with them?
Of course.
Okay. And were you present when the this person found the two IDs in question?
It was. So they found them in front of the Ford Club, the Red Sox Ford Club. She walked up, she gave me the IDs, and then, like I said, I waited for the police to get there, and I handed them over to BPD.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. The board may have some questions for you, so stand by. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll turn first to Chairwoman Joyce. Any questions?
Mr. Moore, in the video, I mean, it looks like all the security wearing navy blue shirts. Is that right? Or black?
Yes, we wear blue. We wear navy blue shirts.
Okay, there's a lot of video, and maybe the others will get to it, but are you the one standing right outside the door by the stanchions with
That time, maybe,
pants on?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Khaki pants on?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. There's one, two. It's at least 6 videos that were submitted. I don't know if any of the other testimony is going to point us in the right direction. Or Attorney Coulty, I don't know if you're going to walk us through them.
If usually
I can-
if Ms. Corapines could do that, she generally takes notes of the video and provides it. So, Katina, can you just identify yourself and go through the video?
Katina Corapines, risk manager for the Lions Group. So the camera angle that we have is right at the main entrance at Game On. You'll see the camera angle that ends in 4148. It starts at 11:39 p.m. and that would be 11:39 p.m. on 7/19. The main entrance to Game On, there are security staff people working the door. They're wearing dark short sleeve shirts, as Isaiah Moore described them, as the color navy, and khaki pants. The general manager, Rick Falcucci, is also at the front door. He's a Caucasian male. He's wearing a light colored baseball cap and a grayish short sleeve shirt with blue jeans and white sneakers. So this camera angle is at the main entrance, which is on the corner of Brookline and Lansdowne Street. Where security, depending on how busy the night is, they might walk down the line and start checking other people's IDs, which is closer to the corner of Brookline and Jersey Street. So it's really actually hard. We don't have a camera in that particular area where the men attempting to gain entrance and showing their IDs to Javon take place. What you do see is when you review the camera angle that ends in 5655, which starts at 11:41, you'll see security staff, which is Isaiah, run towards Jersey Street, and Rick Falcucci follows. And again, it's difficult to see what actually happens when the men trying to gain entrance and interacting with both Isaiah Moore and Javon. When I spoke with staff, what they told me was there was a man with the can of ginger ale, two other males with him. They were in line getting their IDs checked. They informed the man with the ginger ale that he can't stand in line drinking the ginger ale. And then when they checked the IDs, one of them was fake. The other one was legit, but it wasn't the person presenting it. The man with the can of ginger ale gets very upset and strikes Javon. When he strikes him, he knocks his glove off, his bracelets, and he knocks the IDs to the ground. The gentleman with the ginger ale gets upset and is claiming that the staff had taken their IDs, which they had not. He knocked them out of Javon's hands. Javon was removed from the situation and sent inside. Another security staff person came out and took his place to just kind of continue to de-escalate the situation. And the man with the can of ginger ale before Javon was moved inside, he went to assault Javon, and instead of hitting Javon, he ended up hitting Isaiah Moore in the face. I had extensive communications with Detective Taylor when he requested this video, where Mr. Moore was injured while working on the job. We had reported that we filled out an employee injury report form and reported that to the workers' comp carrier just in case he needed to seek medical attention. And one final instance that when the Boston police arrived initially, that was at the camera angles that end in 1201 and 2523. They show that the BPD arriving at approximately 12:09 a.m. on 7/20.
Thank you. Chairman Joyce, did that answer your question? Great.
Yes.
Any further questions you have at this time?
Let me just see from my notes. All right. I just wanted to ask if the licensee was cooperative. Is it Officer Wong that responded? I'm just trying to see. Are you here?
I'm here. Yep.
Okay. Do we have to swear him in? I just want to ask if the
He's been
licensee.
sworn in, Officer Wong.
Okay. Oh, okay. I just wanted to ask, when you arrived and you spoke to staff, were they cooperative?
They were.
Okay. At this time, I have no other questions.
Commissioner Carter, Commissioner Saxon, any questions?
I have no questions. Thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Great, thank you all. The board will take this matter under advisement.
Thank you.
Item 5 has already been heard. We will move on to item number 6, Braymore Lounge, Inc., doing business as Cornwalls, located at 642 to 648 Beacon Street. Date of the incident, July 18th, 2025. Assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, a bottle. Patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, Chapter 264, Section 13A. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning again, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the licensee. With us this morning, the owners of the establishment, Pam and John Beal. Mr. Beal is the manager of record. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Officer Kelly, Boston Police Department.
Oh, we're getting a little bit of feedback. One moment. Are you with us on another device as well, officer?
Yeah, on our laptop.
Okay, if you could mute one of your devices so we're going to hear you once. Can you still speak to us? I know you just muted the device we can see you on. I think you may need to just turn the sound off on whatever other device you are connected to us on.
Just one device.
Are you only on one device? That's odd. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to hear.
Try unmuting you again.
Hello?
I'm not so sure that's going to work very well. We're getting feedback every time you speak.
Yeah. I'm just going on device.
Does someone from our licensed premises unit have the report and they could read it into the record for him and then he?
Yeah, they would.
Do that.
Thank you, Sergeant Detective Gallagher. And officer, we may have questions for you as well, for clarification after the report is into the record. So if you could stay with us and we'll swear you in as well.
Of course.
Are there any other individuals with first-hand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning? Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you very much, Sergeant Detective Gallagher. If you could please read the report into the record.
Yes, good morning, Sergeant Detective Gallagher. I'll be reading a Boston Police Incident Report written by Officer Greg Kelly. At about 11:05 p.m. on 7/18/2025, Officers Kelly and Tucker, assigned to Delta 101, responded to a radio call for assault and battery dangerous weapon in progress at Cornwall's Bar, 644 Beacon Street. While en route, officers were informed that a male had been hit in the head with a glass bottle and was bleeding from the head, and that EMS had been attached. Upon arrival, officers made contact with the caller, Terry Cullen, in front of Cornwall's Bar, who stated the man inside the bar had been hit in the head with a glass by another patron, and he was bleeding a lot from the head. Officers made contact with the victim, later identified as Eugene Mann, date of birth 5/31/1980, who had been seated at the high-top bar table with his wife, Cynthia Mann. The victim, Mann, was observed to have gauze wrapped around his forehead, blood on his clothes, and on the floor near him. Victim stated that while seated at the table with his wife and a few friends, when his wife went to the bathroom, another male patron, unknown suspect, sat down in his wife's seat. The victim stated he told the suspect that his wife was sitting there. Victim stated the suspect said, "Did I fucking ask you who was sitting here?" He stated to the suspect, continued to sit and stare at him, and the suspect picked up a pint glass off the table and threw it in his face from approximately 2 feet away, striking him in the middle of the forehead, which shattered the glass. Victim complained of head pain, nausea, dizziness, and was assisted outside to await EMS. Ambulance 06 transported the victim to Tufts Medical Center for further evaluation. Officers were contacted by the victim's friend, Alan Ebbs, Mary Zana, and Amy Lynch, who had witnessed the assault, and described the unknown suspect as a tan, skinny male, early 20s, 5'10", brown hair, wearing a gray shirt. Witness stated the suspect, who had been with his wife/girlfriend, then fled the bar through the front door. Officers were informed by witnesses, the couple standing outside the bar, later identified as Michael and Alex Freeman, were the suspect when the assault took place, and he knew the suspect's identity. Both parties identified themselves for officers, but refused to provide the identity of the suspect, only mentioning by accident that he was a family member. It should be noted that Alex Freeman was extremely uncooperative and hostile, while her husband was more forthcoming. Parties stated, maybe we should call my mom, and maybe we should get state police involved, when asked by officers to identify the suspect. The officers spoke to another patron, Joseph O'Keefe, date of birth 4/29/94, who had applied pressure dressing and gauze to the victim's head. O'Keefe stated that he was an emergency room doctor in Manhattan at Brookline Hospital. O'Keefe described the victim's wound about 2.5 centimeters, crescent-shaped, lateral laceration in the center of the forehead. Officers spoke to the proprietors, who were on scene at the front door, Pam and John Beal, who stated that the suspect and his wife had exited the bar and ran left towards Kenmore Street. Officers were informed that there were no cameras on inside the establishment, but there was a camera on the corner of the building that the suspect ran towards. Mrs. Beal informed officers they would have to contact the property manager for the footage, as they did not have access to the exterior cameras. License premise check conducted by the Victor 949 Sergeant Detective Johnson, and issued citation number 004234 for violation, patron on patron. Orderly on cameras were activated. believe that is it. Let me see if there are any more supplements back here. That is the report. That's it.
Thank you very much. Attorney Phil, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, if I might. First of all, the board is very familiar with this establishment. Cornwalls has been in and around Kenmore Square for probably 50 years. They're probably one of the most well-run establishments in the city. Their history and lack of violation records with this board would attest to that. On the night in question, there was simply no way for anyone to know or understand that this situation would occur. These individuals walked in after a concert at Fenway Park by the Lumineers. The other individuals who were struck were sitting there enjoying the night. There were a bunch of regulars, all known to the establishment, to the owners. Literally, as the police report indicated, the fellow came in and sat in a seat that was occupied by the other gentleman's wife. When he mentioned that to him, the guy literally mouthed off to him, and then seconds later threw a beer glass at his head, cutting him. Absolutely no way for anyone to understand or know that was likely to happen. I think the two individuals, the video would show they were inside the establishment for perhaps minutes before this occurred. They ordered a single drink. They didn't finish it. They ran out. It's all visible on the video, which was provided to the board. It was also provided to the detectives. This was an absolute sucker punch of the worst kind, and we have no idea to this day why this individual reacted the way he did. But thanks to the quick reaction by the Boston police officers and the video, which shows clearly what happened here, the police and the prosecution have, we think, all they need to make sure justice is served in this case. But the establishment cooperated, as they always do. Mr. and Mrs. Beal were both present. They were outside at the moment the glass bottle was thrown. They immediately assisted, let the police know that they would retrieve the film from the outside, which is where the cameras were located. And the good news is that the cameras showed exactly who it is that the police were looking for, and they were able to identify the individual. Again, the staff did everything they could, but there was no way to foresee that this incident was about to occur. It's as crazy as it sounds in the police report. We have no idea why this individual reacted the way he did. But again, we did everything humanly possible to assist the individual. Thank God the doctor was there, also a regular. This establishment is well known in the neighborhood for regulars, quite frankly, and a bunch of them were there that night. There's one of whom who was seated nearby who immediately called the police. And we all, the staff stood by and cooperated when the police arrived and helped the individual, made sure the ambulance was called, and the individual was taken care of in the night in question. We're happy to take any of your questions. Pam and John are both here with us. Thank you.
Just a couple clarifying questions, Attorney. The police report says, or the testimony was, that there are no cameras inside. We did receive 2 videos of of people leaving, short videos, I think, them entering and then leaving. But I think you testified that the video shows exactly what occurred.
No. I'm sorry. It showed the individual they're looking for. I'm sorry. It showed the only thing we have is the entry of the perpetrator, if you will, the entry, and then the departure. But the departure clearly shows the description that was given in the police report clearly shows that individual outside departing the premises. So that's what's on the video. I'm sorry.
Okay, and that was right after the bottle was thrown?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, I think it was literally, a minute or two. The entire entry, striking, departure was probably 2 or 3 minutes in its entirety.
And what time of day was this? Because it looks like
it's after the show. It's probably midnight, 11:05. It says p.m.
All right. Is the video just bright or something? It looks like it's daytime. The video I'm watching looks like it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I don't have it with me.
That
I'm
could be
sorry.
when they, if I could answer that, that could be when they actually produced it for us. So,
Right, that they had to go to the landlord to get the video. That's what
right,
it was.
right. But
What I'm
further on,
seeing
there
is
is
the
a
video
spot.
is the middle, looks like it's the middle of the day.
There should be a timestamp on the actual video at the very bottom.
Okay.
It's in like red along the bottom, but we did go the next day to get the video to sit and watch, you know what I mean, to find it. So for all the building. At the
Yeah, we
very
can't see, because it looks like what we have is a video of a video, and it just, I'm not questioning anything except for that the video I'm watching looks like it's the middle of the day, so I don't know how it would be midnight.
there's a lot of lights. The camera is right
Okay.
under all of
That's
the
what I was
front
wondering.
windows. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I don't have any other questions. I mean, the whole, correct me if I'm wrong, the whole entire, what I'm looking at, it doesn't look like it's a spotlight. It looks like it's the middle of the afternoon, but perhaps that's the way it records.
I do not know. I'm sorry. I mean, I think the only explanation, I don't know why it would appear that way. I mean, the incident was the night before. It took the owners the next day to get to the landlord to get the video. I don't know why it would appear
I
daylight.
think it says it's 7:58 p.m. I don't know.
I can look at it, but I know that they did try to capture the timestamp on the bottom, and we can resubmit with the timestamp. We can ask the landlord for a clearer
No,
version.
I guess I was just curious what time the concert was, because to me, when I look at this video, it looks very early in the day, but I'll take a closer look. You don't have to resubmit it. If we want you to, we'll reach out, but
Okay.
maybe I'm wrong. I'll see if the other commissioners have questions.
Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, any questions?
I guess, well, first of all, I'd like to say that it appears the same way to me, unless it's some sort of light adjusted camera or something. I don't know, but it has an appearance of the middle of the day or daylight. But with these video, who are we saying is the assailant? And I'm assuming one clip the person's going in and the other clip they're going out. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, I think, Commissioner, it's the person who's described in the police report as, oh my God, now where can I find it here? The fellow was described as tan, skinny male, early 20s, 5'10", with brown hair, wearing a gray shirt. That's the person who is described in the report, and that's the person who appears, as I'm told, appears on the video. They were tan, skinny male, early 20s, 5'10", with brown hair, wearing a gray shirt.
Attorney Pulte, have you watched the video?
Pardon me, sir?
Have you watched the video? Sorry.
I didn't. They told me it just showed these people entering and leaving. I didn't. There was nothing to see of the incident itself.
So my question would be for the Beals. So we have a clip here. One is very short, and then another one's about 58 seconds. Which one is entering and which one is exiting?
There's a pre-concert. They came pre-concert and post-concert. So there's a pre-concert set that is them coming and going prior to the concert starting. Then there's a set of them coming in and leaving post-concert, or him running out after the concert ended.
I believe we only have the pre-concert video. I only received two.
That's probably the answer to the daylight question.
Yeah.
Okay.
At that
One
time
was
of the
7
year, it would have
o'clock
been
and one
daylight
was
until 8
11.
o'clock.
Yes, the two videos we have are timestamped 7:08 p.m. and 7:58 p.m. So those were
That's pre-concert, right?
So Pam, can you
Okay.
make sure to get the post-concert,
Yes.
which
Yep.
shows that he fits the description? That's the answer to the daylight. When the
Okay.
show started, I'm sure it was daylight because it was 8
It was
o'clock.
7:08, yes,
Yeah.
and then it was 11:05 was the post-concert video. So I can
Pam,
send
can you
that.
make sure to get the 11:05, the later in the night entry and exit
Yes.
videos? Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, we
Well,
thought we had sent them yesterday. I apologize.
Okay. How did you realize the assailant had been there pre-concert as well as post-concert?
We had found the credit card receipt with his name on it after we had when the bartender had recognized him from being there earlier in the evening. So
Okay, so the assailant has been identified by name?
yes,
Okay.
and the Boston Police have
that.
worked with that information. So
Okay.
And that's actually in the report as well. The guy and his wife or girlfriend, the two of them are identified by name in the police report.
I think those are the friends. That's not that's not the suspect.
That was the potential family even, right?
No, it was Alex Freeman, uncooperative. That's the woman, Michael and Alex Freeman.
Yes.
They're the friends, though. The way I read it, they're the friends of the suspect.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're with the suspect. I apologize. I'm sorry. I thought they were.
Yeah.
I got it. Sorry about
And then
that.
at one point may have let it slip that they might be family even.
Something like that. Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what it says.
Okay.
That's what they responded to the police, apparently.
Okay. So I don't know who wants to say what, but the alleged assailant, you believe that you have their name.
Yes.
And is it like the same last name as the two people that were identified in the police report or something?
No.
Okay.
And was that turned over to the police, Pam?
Everything was, yes.
Okay. How did we identify this person to that name, to those credit card receipts?
The name actually printed on the credit card.
Yeah. But so that was this guy ran away, right? The assailant ran away. So
Yes.
was that like an open tab that hadn't been settled?
No, he had paid and left and gone to the concert. And same thing with the post-concert. They came in, ordered a drink, paid, and all the incident happened right then and there because he was with a group of 3 other people. So
Okay, so your bartender said that guy just ordered, he just paid. This was his bill, so this is his name.
yes, yep. And you can see the bartender actually at post-concert follow him out.
Yeah, we don't have that video yet, so we'll have to wait.
I
for
just
that.
sent it to you, Dennis, in case you can forward it. I don't think I have the licensing board. Oh, here we go. Let me see if I can send that.
All right, so while we're not gonna be able to review that now, but the Beals, right? This would be your assertion that the video from after the concert shows that the assailant had entered and exited within just a few minutes.
Yes, that's what the video shows. Yes.
This whole thing, he came in, he ordered, he paid, he had a drink, and then this must have happened within a minute or two, and then he takes off.
Yes. Followed shortly by his companion, and then the other 2 stayed. So
Yeah. He had a female companion that ran away as well, too,
yes,
right?
yep. And you'll see them walking down the alley next to the
And
building.
then the couple identified in the police report were not the assailant and his female companion. They were 2 other people that had been with him, and they spoke to the police.
Right. That is correct.
All right. Thank you for that clarification. I just needed to get the whole story straight. Thanks.
And Pam, were you able to send that email now?
I sent it to both you and to the licensing board. Did you get it?
Yes,
I did just receive
we did
it.
get them, and this makes more sense. It's darker. That's why I was confused.
Yeah.
'cause it was
Sorry.
a delay.
I thought you had all of them and it was separated.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. Commissioner Saxon, any questions?
Nothing for now. Thank you.
Great. Anything further from the board? I will be adding all 3 videos to the hearing folder ASAP. If there are no further questions, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 7, JJ&R LLC, doing business as The Mix, located at 555 Talbot Ave in Dorchester. Date of the incident, August 7th, 2025. August 3rd, 2025. Patrons smoking hookahs on premise patio in violation of Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 64. Who is present on behalf of the licensee? I was informed prior to the hearing that Jabari Patterson would be representing the Mix of this hearing. I do see Mr. Patterson with us. Are you able to communicate with us?
Hello?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Great. Thank you for being with us. I'm going to ask you to start your camera so that we can swear you in. And if you could please identify.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to it. Sorry.
Can you please just identify yourself for the board?
I'm sorry, I'm having difficulty.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to start video. Something should have just popped up on your screen. Here we go. Thank you very much. And if you could please just identify yourself for the board.
Hello,
Hello, yes, could you please identify yourself for the board?
Jabari Prince Patterson, representing the mix.
Thank you. And who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Sergeant Detective William Gallagher.
Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning?
Detective Hernandez if needed.
Okay. Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Do.
Thank you. Mr. Patterson?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Sergeant Detective Gallagher, if you could please read the report into the record.
Yes, good morning. I'll be reading from a Boston Police Incident Report that I wrote on 8/7/2025 at about 10:10 p.m. Sergeant Detective William Gallagher, Detective Eddie Hernandez, assigned to the licensed premise unit, conducted a license inspection of the mix at 555 Talbot Ave. Detectives were there to speak to staff regarding a video that had been forwarded from 8/3/2025 at about 6:02 p.m. Video showed a DJ performing for the patrons on the rear patio. A second video showed a group of patrons smoking from a hookah while on the patio. Detectives spoke to Mr. Jean Sandy, showing him the video clips that they had been forwarded. Detectives explained while the premise did have a one-time entertainment license, live entertainment only allowed inside. Secondly, smoking is not allowed in a licensed premise unless one has a permit from the Department of Public Health. As a result, what discovered, Sergeant Gallagher issued license premise inspection number 022050 to the mix for the DJ entertainment, which had been already previously spoken about, and patrons smoking hookahs on patio. Mr. Gene Sandy signed for and accepted the notice, but we also did forward a copy of that video to the licensing board, so they do have it as well. And that's it.
Thank you very much. Mr. Patterson, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes. So there we had a private event. They actually rented out the area for the night. It wasn't until maybe later on in the night that we had even known that they had brought their hookers in. I personally did address it. I'm also the GM for the mix, and I went out there and I addressed it with the lady who was running the event. I went out there and I let them know, like, there was no smoking hookah. We went back and forth a couple of times. She said it's not inside. I then addressed it to her again, let her know that, it's the premises, so it doesn't matter inside or outside. She did tell me that she would take care of it. Maybe like 45 minutes later, we went back out there again. There was still one on one of the tables closest to where we have like the lounge chairs. So it was like a back and forth thing all night. It wasn't something that we condoned. It wasn't something that, we told them that they could do. It was a situation that just got out of hand. And since then, it hasn't happened. But again, it wasn't something that we condoned. It wasn't something that we told them that they could do. It was patrons of theirs, or however they promoted the event on their end, unbeknownst to us, they started bringing their hookahs in.
Okay, with that, we'll move to see if there are any questions from the board. Chairman Joyce.
Thanks, Danny. Mr. Patterson, how long have you worked at the mix?
It'll be a year now.
So when did you start?
I would probably like close to December of last year.
Okay. Were you there at any time? Were you aware of the fact that the licensing board had communicated with the mix in June 2024 about not using hookahs?
I was not, no.
So the owners never told you that this had been a problem in the past?
To me personally, no. Like the first thing that I've heard about with hookahs or it being a situation with the hookahs is this incident right now.
Okay, but so you're aware that it's not allowed indoors or outdoors?
I'm aware of the laws, correct.
Okay. And you're aware that Boston Public Health Commission has an advisory on the use of hookahs that we have also sent to the licensing board is reissued and sent to our licensees?
Yes.
Okay. What's your understanding of your responsibility as a manager when you use promoters?
From my understanding, I'm a consultant, so they brought me in to bring light to things that they have not in the past known. So I've dealt with restaurants in downtown Boston. I've dealt with events. I've worked for Laz. I've worked for different events. So I know when working with promoters and things of that, there should be contracts that need to be in place. There should be conversations that need to be had of do's and don'ts. I also need, like if they're going to use anything that on our premises, if they're going to use anything that comes on our premises, I know that we need, their permits, for those things. I know the pool permits, if need be, if they're going outside, of going on to like the public streets of anything that's going to be, infringed. But again, like this was an event that was put in place.
Are you, or can you explain to me what it means to be a consultant? Like, do you work for the mix or do you work, what's the relationship there?
No, so I'm a consultant. I work for a lot of companies, but I do work for the mix. Yes.
They're a client of yours.
Yes.
Okay. Do you also understand that a licensee who has responsibilities with a liquor license cannot delegate responsibility of any of the rules and regulations to promoters?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you do when you have a hostile group who's rented out a licensee's patio and is allowing people to break the law?
Well, at that point, if they're breaking the law, what I mean, like it's up to us as far as the mix or and the owners to shut it down.
Okay, but you weren't able to here?
Well, like I said, when I went out to speak to the lady who was doing it, she assured me that she spoke to her group and they pulled them. And I watched her take the two hookahs down and she moved them to her vehicle. And I went back inside. So the event was outside. I went back inside and then I left. And then when I came back, they were still having hookahs outside.
So what happened?
And at that point, ma'am, I just think they were just being disrespectful. And then that's when we started shutting down.
So 45 minutes later, you didn't go outside to double check?
That's what I just said. I left. So after I had the conversation with her, I left.
What do you mean? What do you mean you left the mix or you left the patio?
No, I left the mix.
Okay, so that's where my question is. First of all, we received an email that said you're the general manager, but you're telling us you're a consultant. So are you the general manager of the mix or what?
I am the general manager for the mix. I was giving you my background, my history. I am a consultant. I'm a consultant by nature, but I am the general manager of the mix.
Okay, so just that's fine. So talk me through how, as general manager, you thought it was okay to leave the licensed premise in the middle of something that you observed to be illegal happening on the back patio.
I deemed it to be handled. After I spoke to the lady who was running the event, I let her know. I spoke to her. I watched her take the two hookahs that was in play. I watched her take it to her car. And at that point, I went back inside. I spoke to my bartenders. I spoke to the kitchen. The kitchen was already shutting down. Everybody was about to leave. The inside was, it was minimal. They were supposed to be shutting down in the next hour. So I left.
Okay. And then did you write any sort of incident report up afterwards about what happened? So, to note maybe not to let this promoter to do this again?
I contacted the owners and I let them know that the group was disrespectful. I wasn't sure who knew who. I know one of the owners knew somebody from the group, but I did have a group chat and I let them know that the group was disrespectful and that we should not do business with them.
Okay, so just a word of advice. I know you're a consultant, as you said, you work at many places. When something like this happens that that you foresee as general manager or you perceive as general manager to be illegal, You should paper that. You should write a note to the file so that should you get written up by Boston Police, you can say, I wrote an internal incident report. I don't know if you were able to listen to some of the other incidents that happened earlier in the hearing, but a lot of times what they bring to a hearing like this is their internal report that was written at the time the incident happened. So that you could say, yes, I not only saw something illegal happening, I spoke to the owners and we discussed it at an internal meeting, and here is what happened. I just think the group chat, or if it's a group text, isn't going, we want to make sure everyone is being trained from, or being, yes, trained from the same rules and regulations, or, being spoken to from the same script. You want to make sure that it's in your file and that it doesn't happen again.
No, absolutely. And that's, understood. We did have a meeting after that. I thought you meant what happened immediately afterwards. But no, there was a conversation between the four of us in person. Like, we did set a meeting and we did have a sit down, and I did explain like how these things should be moving forward. Like, the disrespect, the customers coming in doing what they want to do, certain aspects with, having an entertainment license. I went through a lot of things, with them.
Okay. I'm just confused. I'm looking at the license permit. Maybe this is for the police. It says that Sergeant Detective Gallagher and Detective Hernandez followed up after we received video of a group of patrons smoking a hookah. Oh, I see. The video had been forwarded to them at 6 o'clock at night on a different day. Okay. Sergeant Detective Gallagher, were they cooperative when you went there that day?
Yeah, well, we went afterwards, and I was informed that it was a private event, and that the patrons were smoking out back. But the night we were there was nothing going on out back, and they were cooperative while we were there, and they asked some questions, and we provided the best answers we could. But that night there were no problems. But the night after, we were there.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
I have no questions. Thank you.
Nothing for me. Thank you.
Thank you. The board will take this under advisement.
Thank you.
Calling item number 8, Two Greeks and a Persian LLC doing business as Cartel, located at 520 Tremont Street in Roxbury. Date of the incident, August 2nd, 2025. Overcrowding, 162 found. Capacity, 138. House count, 150. In violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64. Board's Rule 1.03J, 1.06A, and F. Who's present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning, members of the board. Mark Evliades on behalf of the licensee. I have with me Sharok Reza, who is one of the owners and the manager of record.
Thank you. I do see Mr. Reza, who's present on behalf of the Boston Police Department.
I am Detective Hernandez.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify?
Detective Gallagher, if need be.
Thank you. Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Thank you very much. Detective Hernandez, if you could please proceed with the report.
Good morning. I'm going to read from a police report that I wrote on Saturday, August 2nd, 2025. Sergeant Detective William Gallagher and Detective Eddie Hernandez assigned to the BPD license premise had conducted a license premise inspection of Cartel. The detectives walked inside. They asked the front door staff what the number of patrons inside the establishment was. The staff member stated that they had a count of 150 patrons. Detectives learned the capacity of the premise is set at 138 patrons. Detectives discovered that the actual number of patrons located inside the premise was 162. Detectives brought this to the attention of the person in charge, Ms. Lucia Menounos. Ms. Menounos stated that she would bring the establishment capacity into compliance. As a result of what detectives discovered, Sergeant Detective Gallagher issued license premise inspection notice 022049 for overcrowding of the establishment. Ms. Menounos signed for an accepted notice. That's all.
Thank you. Attorney Evliades, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, Detective Hernandez. Detective Hernandez, you were there that evening?
Yes, sir.
And did the licensee and its staff cooperate with you?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I have Sharok Reza. Mr. Reza, will you state your full name for the record?
Good morning, the board. Shirok Reza.
And what is your position at Two Greeks and a Persian?
I'm
Hotel?
I'm a stockholder and also a manager of record. Although
Yeah.
we have a manager that operates the place on paper, I'm the manager of record. And I might say Lucia is also here. Well, she's not sworn in, but she just started with the company, and this is kind of her first rodeo with the board. But so she is here and available.
Okay, and were you working on the night in question?
Yes, I was not there at that moment, but later on, I've got there shortly after.
And did you conduct an internal investigation as to the facts surrounding the issue with overcrowding?
Yes, I immediately wanted to find out what has happened and where the discrepancy was. And our doorman Oliver, who works the door in a clicker, kind of a new guy in our place, and he wasn't. And it's not an excuse as from our end, but he wasn't aware of having the out clicker and counting that. So the number that he provided was the number that he had on his clicker, not having the people that had left the place. So between 138 and 150 and 160, there was a bit of discrepancy on our end, and my apologies and our apologies in that regards. We've had an extensive conversation with our management and door guys to make sure they keep an eye on that and have an out clicker that gives the actual correct count to the detectives and to the authorities.
So following up this incident, you did have to sit down with the management, security staff, and staff regarding the 138 capacity and making sure that we keep within that capacity, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Thank you. We'll see if the board has any questions at this time. Chairman Joyce?
Yes. So, Mr. Reza, you're the manager of record?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you working there 4 months ago when there was a violation, and you received a warning for overcrowding?
Yes, I've been the manager of record, Madam Chairwoman, from day one.
Okay, but you don't run the day-to-day operations?
I do.
Maybe I
We have
misheard,
an
but
operation
did someone
manager.
say like I'm the manager of record, but someone else is it on paper, something? I might have missed.
No. What I meant was I'm the manager of record. I do have an assistant that is there in case I go somewhere and come back. There is a full-time manager in addition to myself.
Okay, so
I'm
remind
the
me,
manager of
did you
record.
make any changes in operations between when you were found in violation of overcapacity in April and then in August?
Yes, we've had an extensive conversation with door guys and our manager Lucia in regards to keeping a tight control of the door.
Was Lucia, it looks like she's here today,
Yes,
but you
ma'am.
said she's new. Was she working there in April when you had your first violation?
Yes, ma'am, she was.
Okay. So want to tell me what happened? Why did you only
honestly,
train them
Madam
after
Chairwoman,
the second one, or what happened?
I would say that our door guy was he should have been on top of it a little more, and I don't want to pass the buck and say it was his fault because it's our fault as a group to make sure he's aware of the situation. But
So how do you do things now?
we have an out clicker, and then we also have Lucia, our manager, doing her own count every half hour or so, and to make sure the room is has a clear path and people are comfortable. So between myself checking the numbers, Lucia checking the numbers, she also goes inside and makes sure that the number she gets off her count matches what the door guy has at the door, and he's now using a out clicker as well, so we have a better count and accurate count.
Okay. I don't have any other questions. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Khan?
I have no questions. No.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you for,
My apologies to the board.
thank you. The board will take this under advisement as well. Thanks.
Thank you, folks.
That concludes the license premise inspection portion of this hearing. The only remaining item number 9, this is a formal cancellation hearing. The licensee is Huntington Market, Inc., doing business as Huntington Liquors, located at 303 Huntington Ave. The board had held a mandatory informational hearing back on August 26th, 2025, at which point the licensee was put on notice of the potential cancellation of the license due to the lack of legal right to occupy the licensed premise, filing of the annual renewal application for the licensee entity, and the non-use of the license in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 16A, 23, 64, 77, and Board's Rules 1.07A and I, and 1.15A, 3, and 4. Specifically, the board said to schedule this cancellation hearing within 30 days, which has now passed. Chairman Joyce, anything you would like to state for the record before we hear any updates from the licensee?
No, my position hasn't changed. I'm confused as to whether or not they have a legal right to occupy. Last time we heard from them, they did not, but they were still there. So looking forward to an update about this license.
Great. And just for the record, who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Stephen Rubin.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Rubin. If there are any updates that you have for the board at this time.
Yes, a few things I'd just like to go over. We've been a tenant at will since 2016. So on the annual renewal, it's always been at the last 9 years. Also, right now I'm dealing with for stage 1 lung cancer. So that's my situation as far as my health goes, which I want the board to know. I'm actively pursuing relocating. The neighborhood association groups have contacted us, as we mentioned at our last hearing, and WBZ Radio did a whole expose on the legacy of the license. And I bring it up only because it'll be our 90th year. So that's our whole issue here. We're trying to keep the license legacy going. We've been in touch with the Shawkett Corporation, which is located at Mass Ave, diagonally across the street from us. There's 4 locations there available for rent. We just haven't heard back from them. So we're actively pursuing that. We also have had a couple interest in people buying our license for that purpose also. So we just need a little bit more time. We're at the mercy of the board with my health issue, and I'm doing everything I can to relocate and to keep the name going, Huntington Market Inc., since established 1936. And I appreciate all the help the board can do so we can pursue and keep the legacy going.
Thank you, and we are sorry to hear about your situation and certainly wish you the best of luck. And we'll see if there are any questions at this time from the board, given what you've just shared with us.
Yeah, very sorry to hear about your
Thank you.
news.
Thank you, Kathleen.
I did hear the expose on the news, on the radio. It's not clear to me. I appreciate the fact you want to keep the business going. It's been there for 90 years. I just don't know why you need to keep this license in order if you're going to move.
The name. I want to keep the name Huntington Market Inc. just because of the name. The name means so much to the neighborhood, and the neighborhood is so behind us to keep it going. So that's why I just want to keep the name Huntington Market Inc.
Okay. And are you represented by an attorney?
Yes, I am.
Action? Okay.
Yes.
Who is
I
your
am.
attorney?
Stephen Miller, who's having tests today done. He's having tests done at Tufts, and he represents us. Miller McDermott Miller.
Yes.
Yeah, Quilty, which Dennis was on today.
Yeah, we're very familiar with them. Has he talked to you about what your rights are? Because you can apply under the same name, Huntington Liquors, for a license at a different location, and there's no cap on these licenses. So chances are you don't need this particular license to do that. And you're standing in the way of another place because you're basically blocking another, from what my understanding is, there's another applicant that would like to go into that place. They would like to apply for a license. It's not going to impact your ability to move Huntington Liquors someplace else. So that's why I am confused. And also, if you could, maybe it's a conversation for another time, but it's now end of September. I'm not quite sure where you are in those negotiations, but we're up for renewal and I can't renew this license. So the clock is ticking anyways. You will not be allowed to renew at this location at the end of November. Your license expires at the end of December. You know that, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I also, there's an interest in people buying the license, even though this license is available. So that's what I'm pursuing too.
Okay, but it sounds like they're more buying the name Huntington Liquors.
Well, they're one of the parties interested was one of the original purchase and sale we had, who owns 3 different businesses. So he's really active pursuing that and talking to the landlord. That's the latest conversation we have, which I would keep you updated on that.
Okay. Do you think it's realistic you'll have this done in 2 months?
I am doing everything in my power to get it done.
I'm going to ask you to have Steve Miller call me.
Okay. But the interested party was, again, the purchase and sale we had, and he's been in touch with the landlord. So that's where we're at right now.
Okay. I feel like I'm missing something, but Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions?
I think I'm going to ask what you've been getting at in a different way, and maybe we can get a sense of this. So, Mr. Rubin, say you were selling this business with or without the license. How much do you think that having the license on it would change the value of it, just maybe in percentage?
I don't know that. I don't know that answer.
Okay, so I think what the chair is getting at, and what I agree, is that it really wouldn't change the value of what you're selling. The license doesn't really give you any rights in another location. The licenses are available openly through us generally. So, you know, you have this business with its name and its legacy, but also there's a license attached to it. If that license was no longer attached, I don't think it would change the value of what you really would be wanting to sell. Is that wrong or is that right?
It would be the name and the legacy, the name alone, Huntington Marketing. I'm trying to keep the legacy alive.
Having this license that's hanging out, basically, like the chair said, blocking this other location from moving forward, does it change the value of what you're really trying to sell? If it fell off and we canceled it.
I don't follow that exactly, sir.
What I'm saying is, I think it's my position that you're not really selling the license, you're just selling your business. Say it was just a market with a name and a legacy and all this, you know, and maybe some inventory or whatever is going to go across the street. You're not really selling the license in the sense of when we're selling, say, an on-premise license that are limited and have a value out in the marketplace.
I still feel it has value with the name. That's how I
know, but you can still sell
right
the name and the bit, you know, whatever remains without the license, you can still sell that and move that across the street, right?
Yes.
Okay, so why are we hanging on to this license right now in this moment?
We just need more time, whether I sell it
for what purpose? Why do you need that license? Why do we have to? You're asking us to wait. Why do we have to wait? What does it change?
If I sell the license, I would need approval. Correct?
So this is what I would suggest you talk to your attorney about, because I think I think you're misinformed about what goes into this purchase and sale.
Okay.
And what the value, not the dollar value, but what happens when a license like this is part of a deal.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Commissioner Curran. And not to jump back in, but my concern is that I understand you've been a tenant at will since 2016. I get that. But I also am under the understanding that the landlord has entered into a lease with a new tenant, and that you're standing in their way of opening.
Can I ask who that is?
I don't know, but this has been my research.
Okay. All right. And
if you're saying if you're saying that one of the people that you're trying to sell your business to has been talking to your landlord, I need, part of this transaction would require a letter from the landlord
Okay.
It doesn't sound like you have that, and you should really talk to your attorney because you've now been before us twice. And I think what you're trying to accomplish can be done, but it doesn't need to be attached to that piece of paper with your name on it.
Okay.
The business stands aside from that piece of paper.
Okay.
And if there was someone new coming in, if you were selling your license, like it's not like they get the same paper off your wall. And unfortunately, we have to go through renewals, and there's no way we would be allowed to. We would allow you to renew your license at this location. So
I understand.
the clock is ticking.
Yes.
You need to get some legal advice.
Yes.
And I want to ask you to have your attorney call me that we know very well before we vote
Yes.
on Thursday. So it's
Okay.
a conversation I wish we were having before the second hearing, that if this was something really important to you, I think you need to sit down, medical issues aside and doctor's appointments
Right.
aside. Someone from your attorney's office needs to give you some good advice.
Yes. I would take that. I appreciate
We're
it.
kind of going in circles. I feel like this is the same conversation I had with you before. You need
I
more time.
understand.
I gave you 30 days. You need more time. We cannot go beyond the end of this calendar year.
I understand. I
And
totally
that
understand.
means November, because you have to fill out the renewal
By
application.
November 30th. Yes.
Yeah, so
No,
you
I
don't have a
appreciate
right to occupy this place, so you wouldn't be able to renew.
I appreciate all your concern and understanding with the whole situation. And I will have our attorney, Mr. Miller, contact you.
Thank you.
And thank you to the whole board for everything. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to make sure if Commissioner Saxon has any questions.
No, I think Chairman Joyce's advice is the most direct and sound.
Thank you. Yeah, we would appreciate a call from Attorney Miller. And just to quick correction, the board is actually voting tomorrow at 2 p.m. So if it could happen before that rather than Thursday, that could help the board figure out what to do in this situation.
I'm supposed to speak to him after the hospital. He's in for tests and after 2:00 today.
Okay. Thank
He's
you.
been in contact. He's called from the hospital, and I will make sure he definitely calls.
Okay. And he knows how to get in touch with me, so he can follow up with me.
Thank you so much for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rubin. We do wish you well. The board
Thank
will
you.
take this under
Appreciate that.
The board will take this under advisement as well. Those are all the items before the board today that will adjourn this hearing. The board will vote tomorrow at 2 p.m. Notice has already been posted to the city's website. Thank you all, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.